I'm curious how you're able to read your opponent so well and anticipate their next move.
That's a good question because I have no clue. Hey self, I'm Marina. Let's answer all of your tennis questions, and this is how you level up.
Hi, my name is Frankie Osborne. I would like to have some tips on my serve.
Okay, Frankie, I think we need to work on a couple things. First of all, I think you're facing the court like too straight, like with your kind of like body stomach. So I think you need to turn a little bit, like kind of like cover it, just so you have this rotation. And then when you move, it's kind of like gonna help you to move to the right direction, and it's gonna help you to speed it up a little bit, and you'll have more control. And then we have to work on your grip, open up your grip a little bit, also gonna help you to improve your serve.
Hi, Irina. We have 2 questions for you.
Question number 1. What is the best drill for a fast serve like yours?
I think the main thing which can help you to kind of like speed up the swing, take something heavier than the racket, probably like 1 kilo ball, and just try to swing with the ball or try to throw the ball with the coach. Or you can just take like the tennis ball and throw it as far as you can. It's just gonna help to lose up your arm, and it's gonna help to speed up your serve, because most of the time when you try to speed up your serve, you're actually getting tight because you're trying to overhit it. So you actually, it's like work opposite. You have to lose it up and make the motion more like smooth.
Question 2. What's the best tip for having the best movement on the court?
Well, I think most of that is like a coordination drills. Kids likes to do like these little stairs. It's basics, like there is no secrets. Whatever like your coach is suggesting you to do, like do it every day before and after the practice. So like in a month, you're gonna see a huge improvement. I feel like I need to be there to show them, like talking, they're gonna be like, what she just said, like, ah.
My question is, how often should I get my strings restrung if I play about once a week?
I think it doesn't matter how many times you're playing a week, like once a week you can restring them, because anyway, with days like sitting there, they're getting loose and probably you're gonna feel a bit less control. If you're just like playing for fun, it's okay to restring the racket like once a month, you know? But if you ask how often I do that, like every day I play with a fresh racket, because yeah, for me it's a big difference. Like if the racket sit there for a few days and I take it, it's completely different feeling, and I have to adjust the technique even. In my bag, I have 4 rackets with 1 tension, and then my coach, he has 4 rackets. Yeah, we have 8 rackets.
What's your favorite play to approach the net on?
Well, I think because my game is quite aggressive, and at some point I'm gonna get like a short ball, depends where the player. I just like to do the approach shot and like follow the ball to the net and finish the point there. But sometimes when I felt pretty confident, I like to slice and come to the net, because like when you slice the ball, it's quite low, and when you get to the net, anyway, what the player gonna do is like low you, so you kind of like have like high ball, or even if they try to spin, like it's high enough to finish the points. You have to be confident in your game on the net, and also like overall on the baseline to do that.
When you're playing somewhere where the weather is really hot and humid and your hands get sticky, I assume it can be really hard to kind of keep that grip on your racket and hold on. So what are your tips for preventing that slippage?
Well, there is not much you can really do. Every brand has their like own gel, how to keep your hands dry. Me personally, I don't like those gels, and there is not much you can do. So I'm just trying to keep the towel close to me so I can make sure that the towel absorbs it, and I can play a point and then I can do it again. So that's what I do.
We have a question for you. Check this out.
Irina, help us out. What do we do wrong?
Yeah, how do I get better at tweener?
Everybody wants to learn how to do the tweener. Help us out.
And look cool while doing it.
Completely wrong person to ask that question, because I'm struggling with that as well. But I think like on that video what I saw, like you have to try to keep the ball like wait a bit longer, just so the ball gets a bit lower, and that's how you can like grab it with the bottom of your racket and make the ball go higher up. I think she hit it like quite high, so I think she needs to wait a little bit longer before she hits the ball. I love to do tweener. I think it's so fun, and every time I see the opportunity, I'm like, oh, I'm going for it. I'm trying so hard, but like so far I was able to hit the ball over the net, but I wasn't able to win the point. But I'm gonna keep trying till I win the point, and that's gonna be the biggest achievement in my career, probably.
How much time in a given week do you dedicate to tennis versus fitness?
Well, I'd say my everyday schedule, and it all depends. Usually I have one day off, which is Sunday, but most of the days is 2 tennis sessions, 2 hours, and then hour and a half or 2 hours another one. And then I do fitness in between, which is like takes an hour. If it's conditioning, can be like 30 minutes. And it's always like microdosing. So like before the tennis, in the warm-up, we sneak in like some exercises. Then after, obviously, it's a fitness. Then there is the warm-up before the second hit, and we also sneak in some exercises. And then after the second hit, we also kind of like adding some stuff. And it's like the whole day work.
My question is, I'm curious how you're able to read your opponents so well and anticipate their next move.
That's a good question because I have no clue. No, I think it's all experience. It's all experience, and I'm watching my opponent before the game, so I kind of like know what they like to do in the game, and then I kind of like can predict their movement. Especially when you play against the same opponent so many times, so you kind of like know their game, you know what they going for. It's all experience.
Currently, I'm playing in college and planning on becoming a pro after graduation. I've been following your tennis journey since the start. How are you handling the nerves during important matches? Because that's something a lot of players, including me, are struggling with. Thank you for your time, and hopefully I'll see you on tour after graduation.
About the nerves, I think what actually helped me when I was younger and I was just starting is understanding that everyone is nervous, and this is part of the process, and do not focus on that and do not try to fix it or try to avoid it. You're gonna be nervous, you're gonna be stressed, and you just have to know that you're not the only one out there and everyone in the same conditions. I really hope to see you after your graduation.
I play tennis for the University of Georgia. I'm currently a senior and graduating in May. And after that, I want to go pro. So my question for you would be, if you could go back in time to a period where you just started playing your first pro tournaments, what would you say to your younger self when you were just starting?
Honestly, I think I wouldn't change anything in my mentality because I was so disciplined and I sacrificed everything for tennis. Stay disciplined and make sure you do enough for fitness so you protect your body from those stress injuries. So you like physically you're strong enough, and mentally you honestly you have nothing to lose. Just like you have to go there and fight and be like, you know, like so focused and never give up, and you will have opportunities for sure. Thank you, Self. I really hope I was helpful with my answers. I'm not sure if I actually was, but I really hope I helped some of you guys. It was really fun to film this.